What's up, everybody? It's Doc Fortune, and I'm playing some daily TF2. We did some Sonic Cross Worlds earlier. If you like racing, please go check that out. It's a lot of fun. I've mentioned it a couple of times in these streams. Just got to give it a thumbs up all around. It's pretty fun, pretty entertaining. I haven't found many flaws with it yet, and I found a lot to love. So definitely recommend that one. We also do Final Fantasy Tactics on the weekends, Saturdays, starting at 8. Go for a couple of hours, and then depending on how that stream goes, we might have a bonus stream. Last week we got stuck on a battle that we couldn't win. So we just, instead of making everybody sit through that on the main stream, we went to a bonus stream and just did some power leveling. Oh, sniping. You sniping butthole. Got backstabbed. I don't even know. Why am I the only person on this point? Well, because no one's in this game. There's only 7 people on each team, and yeah. Suddenly explains a lot. Hey, we did it. We're good at this game. Can't even be mad about that. I feel like this is going to be over in 1 minute, and then we're just going to quit and immediately go to a different map. So it's kind of a waste of time, but the whole thing is not for anything. So I guess technically all of it's a waste of time. Let's see. Well, we got an Uber chain medic trick going on here, so we'll just try to stay away from him until the Ubers run out.
Our control point is being captured.
They're trying to do a cool janky move. We're not going to have any of it. We're not having it. We're not having it. Spies, medics everywhere. What a ridiculous game. This guy's name is The Autism is from Both of Us. Accurate, I'd say. But despite this dominant display of power, they're not taking the point back. So the clock is still counting down for us. Been checking out a lot of new games. I always check out new games.
The control point is being contested.
Sort of the main form of entertainment that I... Oh, we got a Chinese hacker shooting us in the head with an arrow. Zhuwa. Probably got a script made of all kinds of little kanji to get that headshot. Twisted Tower looks great. Indie first-person shooter, reminds me of BioShock. I've heard it's short, but I mean, come on, it's an indie studio, so it looks like a cool, spooky version of like an FPS mascot shooter-style game. It was the most obvious spy in the world. And we let him backstab our heavy because, I'm going to be honest, I was scratching my nose. Scratching my nose, and I just couldn't do anything about the slowest scout in the world walking up behind us for the backstabs. So, that's my bad. It's like the old saying goes, itchy noses lose Team Fortress 2. They've been saying that since the 1800s at least. Oh no! A guy we couldn't get past. I tried to circle to get past him and circle around him, do the circle strafe. I feel like this is a match you could easily describe as catastrophically retarded. Kind of retardation that only comes whenever you've got multiple congenital conditions. Let's see. So Twisted Tower looks cool. I look forward to playing that for sure. I think it's on sale for like an introductory amount. You could probably pick it up for like $13 right now. I think it's only 20 normally. So yeah, we're gonna get this, but then we'd have to hold it for a minute and a half straight. Watch out from death from above. There's definitely a spy up here. Sneaking around as a fucking scout. You liar. You're not a scout, you liar. That's what I'm looking forward to. I added a bunch of games to my wish list as I go through. I basically go through Steam every night. I look through all the popular new releases. I look through all the upcoming stuff, and I look through all of the just regular new releases, because a ton of stuff releases on Steam, and not all of it's popular or well known. We got somebody, but we got blown up by a stupid bomb. I switched to Pyro so I could just start air blasting these dumb Uber Saw medics. It's like one medic heals the other medic while the medic being healed used the Uber Saw, and he just chops people to fill up his supercharge. And then when the first medic supercharge runs out, the guy who's filled it up with his saw switches over, and they just keep the cycle going. We tried our best. On that one, we still lost. It was kind of bullshit. We're going to uncheck Suchin so we don't get that map again. And we're going to let the good times roll. What else is coming up? There's a lot of things I could get right now. Like, there's a tactical game that looks kind of like Darkest Dungeon. It's called Prologue Dark something, but it's a tactical RPG, not a dungeon crawling roguelite or whatever the hell Darkest Dungeon is classified as. Prelude Dark Pain. It's something like that. I think that's what it's called. It looks awesome graphically, so I definitely want to check it out. I love anything with like a cool hand-drawn style to it. Oh shit, this guy is... He's charging, he's pilling, he's bombing, he's doing it all for his baby, just like a Huey Lewis song. That's a deep cut reference. If you were born anytime in the last 20 years, you probably don't have any fucking idea who Huey Lewis was, so just go watch Back to the Future. It'll tell you everything you need to know about the guy. Also, the Ghostbusters theme song was stolen from a song of his. I think he sued Sony Music or whoever held the rights, but they settled, and Huey Lewis is not, he just doesn't talk about it anymore, and he took a big old payout. There are some games on my wish list that I've been waiting for a long time for them to come out, and they still haven't. I'm trying to get this guy, but god damn, he's fucking bullet resistant. I shot him three times with the shortstop. I hit him at least twice with the pistol, and he still didn't fucking go down. Maybe he has one of those shields that give you more health or something, like, I don't know. He was using the Tide Turner. I don't know, does it give you bonus health? It gives you some resistance, but I don't think any of the shields give you, like, bullet resistance. Let's see what's out here. Nothing? Alright, we're running to the next point. Get some health. I don't know what happened to that guy, but... Oh, there he is. Just try to keep your distance from him. Super annoying that even though we shot him 3 times, he still has 10 million fucking health overcharged. I don't know. We shot him. He didn't get healed by anybody. He came back at us immediately. We shot him 2 more times, and he still had 210 fucking health after we died. So, feels cheaty. Can't prove that he's cheating, but it feels cheaty. Feels like a big cheaty pile of dog shit. I just want to be scout. I can't do it because of this dumb cocksucker and his fucking screaming sword charges. So we're going to switch to an extinguisher pyro, or we're going to set him on fire, we're going to puff him up in the air, and we're going to chop him with an axe right in his ball sack. Alright, we got killed by a scout that time. We could tell he's not cheating like the other motherfucker because he's actually under 100 health when we see him die. Let's see. We're gonna lose this one anyway. Good riddance. Oh, they stopped it somehow. It's like losing losers are really good at just holding out on the last point. They can't quite get the next point. They'll never do that. We'll be trapped in this fucking base for 10 goddamn minutes while things go back and forth. But they'll hold this last one, by God. Alright. So we almost got that guy. He sucked out with 27 health. Somebody's actually trying to cap the point. God bless them. They're losing to fucking a slur that I want to call this guy with the sword. Maybe not the one you might think, though. Do like a who's that Pokemon thing, but with slurs that I want to call this guy. Kind of try to figure out which one it is. I got somebody. I'm afraid that I'm going to... There we go. I love the extinguisher. I wish it still did what it used to, which is give like 250% damage to people that are on fire. But now it just... It like makes all of their afterburn damage instant or something like that. Like all the damage they would have taken, now they take it instantly. Alright, there's that. Bye-bye. Get air blasted. Stupid sword losers. Once again, though, here's 19 fucking people doing nothing, and I can't fight them all by myself, so... Hey, good job, fellas. You really did it. All you had to do was run in there together, get on the point, and fight them, but you all split up and died individually. It's just like those kung fu movies where, like, everybody fights the hero one-on-one instead of just jumping on him and beating his ass. This is typical Team Fortress brain power, though, so don't find it shocking. I'm like mega annoyed at the futile stupidity of this match because like they're not going to get the last point. We're not going to get out because nobody's trying to do that. We have fucking all these stupid people just hanging out playing base, but there we go. We might lose now, finally. Oh no, they countered the Uber with the Uber, but there's a scout. He can just stand on this soldiers running around in a circle. He got him finally, though. Man. Alright, let's just try to get out of the base again. Go back to scout, which was our original. I honestly think we were doing better as pyro, but we capped faster as scout. Ooh, yep, they got sentry guns. That's the downside of being a scout, is like you're fucking instantly killed by even the shittiest, babyest sentry gun will just shoot you and push you around and bully you, and you don't have enough health to kind of tank through it. I'm going to try a different tack. Maybe we can help these people not suck so much dick and balls by just buffing them. Yeah, we got chewed up by the heavy, but somebody's capping the point. Stay on it, stay on it. They almost got it. If we could just get that next point, we can get the fuck out of the spawn and start pushing towards the middle point, which will be easier to take. Yeah, this guy was laughing. We're all fucking dead. It doesn't matter if we're all dead because the ones who are alive aren't doing shit. That's the real problem. Like, they're all on permanent defense because they don't fucking understand, like, this is like kind of a tug of war. Somehow I'm missing like every goddamn rocket shot. But I finally got that guy. Oh, here we go. It's this guy. He's doing stuff all right. That was decent. He got him scared out of the way and he got onto the point. So I really just can't complain about that. Good job, Pyro. Good job, Pyro.
Alert. The control point is
They're
being
already
captured.
pushing to take it back. But you know, one thing that we can do about that is just go take the next point. Oh, I suck at rocket jumping. I'm the worst. We're healing up though from this, so the black box gives us some healing. On hit at least. Ooh, we got too close. We should have stayed back. We could have sort of poked at them for a little while.
Alert. The control point is being captured.
Like, see, these guys don't go get the next point. They're like, all right, we got the second point. Let's just defend it till the game ends. And it's like fucking stupid. Why don't you just go get the next one? See, somebody's doing it. So good on them. Whoever that scout is that's double capping the fucking middle point, you're doing the Lord's work.
Our control point is being captured.
Trying to get some cheeky hits on this guy. We got a spy there. We're never going to quite get our banner built up because we keep dying, but if we do, we can get a nice speed, healy aura, and it combos well with the black box. Kind of get a double dose of healing. Kalakito. He's probably the best player on our team right now because he's pressuring the point more than anybody else that I've seen.
Alert. The control point is being contested.
Try to get this spy a speed boost. And let's just try to get up here and give this guy a hard time. There we go. We scared him off of the point. That guy's eating a sandwich. He's all good. Best thing we can do is pressure the next point. Oh, that's shitty, terrible, horrible, no good, very bad luck to run into a fucking uber-charged heavy medic. But we made him use it before he could get up to where he wanted to be, which was the next control point. I think we're going to switch back to scout now that we're not trapped, but I feel there's a lot of stinky butthole engineers on the enemy team that are probably going to try to make that a difficult dream for me to accomplish. Just keep shooting at this dumb whatchamacallit sniper so that he can't pick us off, but we got surrounded by his friends who are actually doing work in the game, unlike him. I'm trying to think if there were any other cool games coming out that I wanted to talk about. Seriously considering trying Space Marine 2. Looks great. I'm a big Warhammer fan anyway. I like that it has PvE and PvE, although it's not the kind of game that I would consider myself to play all that much, like a Gears of War type sort of style shooter. There we go. Thanks, Pyro. We'll triple cap this. Force the enemies to turn around and deal with us, although I'm not doing great. I don't think I'm hitting any goddamn thing. I'm not hearing any damage noises. Alright, so we got this point. It's Excelente. Excelente? Excelente or Excelente? I'm not sure, but I think it's Excelente. Excelente sounds like the name of a Latin pop singer with his shirt fluttering in the wind.
Alert. Our control
All right, they're
point
taking the
is
middle
being
point
captured.
back, but we're good. We've pressured the next point, so this team has gotten a lot better about putting up the pressure on the enemies. We went from being trapped at the last point to having a fighting chance at this. So let's see. I heard. Ooh, got somebody right in the back of the head. Yep, we got another cheesy, shitty little thing down on the ground. We'll let the soldier take care of that.
Control point is being captured.
We want to go ahead and get this really quick so that the next point doesn't matter. Yes, we got it. All right, that's good.
Alert. The control point is being contested.
Let's see if we can deal with this really quick. Yep, we got it. Cost of our life, but we took out a super annoying sentry gun. There's a couple of kind of like 1920s Art Deco aesthetic style games coming out. One of them is a trick-taking card game that looks great. I can't wait to play it because I used to play a bunch of spades in college. I was undefeated for a very long time until I started dating a girl who insisted on being my partner, and she was garbage and she ruined my streak. So I have fond memories of being good at spades back in the day, and this should be like a cool one to do. I was trying to get that health, but it did not work. Okay, there's a shitty little butt-faced sentry gun up there. Seems to be the only kind of defense these guys know how to mount. Don't blame them. We've got an engineer on our team as well, and he looks to be serving various degrees of purpose. He's got his teleporter back at our first spawn, even though we don't spawn there anymore.
Alert. We have
See if we've got a gun. Okay, they got the next to last point. That's good.
Alert.
Good on
Our
them.
control point is being captured.
Keeping up the pressure. I'm going to try to get there as fast as I can. Definitely don't want this lowest life form, the sniper, to get away. He died, not from us, but somebody got him after all the damage we put on him. I really, if there was like an honor or a merit system or a way that I could give this pyro thumbs up, I would. Probably uncheck control points after this because it's very annoying to have to like constantly battle back and forth for some kind of supremacy like this, for red supremacy. There we go, that medic got us, healed us up. 4 people on the cap. We're gonna try to rush this.
We have secured the control point.
Get the last one really quick. We've already got a sentry something set up. Let's just get on this point. We didn't quite make it. Got blown up by soldier spam. All they had to do was like rush in immediately and overwhelm the point though, and it's like people don't understand control points. It's like, let's just stand back and play base. We captured the point now. Let's build a dispenser and a fucking gun and let's stand back and let's play base. This is our base now. We'll defend this base. And it's like the goddamn game's gonna go on forever if you don't just go cap the fucking point. Please, please, please go. Got a nice big fat critical hit on that guy. He killed us, but he had to back off. I like this guy's spooky black box with the ghosts all over it. That's a cool custom wrap that you can get from opening Halloween cases, I guess. Yeah, see, we fucked around so long, we almost had it. And now they're getting their point back, so we gotta go engage in a battle for the planet. So, oh, we had one body on it. Somebody, one body. The 2-body problem, the 3-body problem. Yeah, they got that covered with a sentry gun now, so I'm not going to go that angle. Got a big 67 damage hit on that guy. Before a fucking stupid heavy started shooting us in the back. There's nothing on the point. You can just stand on it and cap it super quick, and that's game. How can I kill this guy? Good game. We did it. We turned it around. We did it. Good luck on the next round, fellas. I'm not playing that map again. We got an eternal reward. Yeah. Let me take a quick peek. We've only been going for 25 minutes here, so we got some time for some more games. Ooh, wait, though. Let's uncheck control points, see what we get. Hopefully some different maps. I don't want to do a big, long, dragged out back and forth thing because it gets frustrating. You push all the way to the last point, and then suddenly your team forgets how to play the game and you just can't get it. And then they push all the way back to the next point. It's like the fucking thing will just go on forever like that. There's a lot of back and forth in control points maps. We might go back and play some specific ones, but I don't want to be stuck in just one map for the entire stream.
Competition begins in 30 seconds.
Oh, hell yeah! Boom!
Just wait for the
I don't know
clock.
how it did it, but this actually makes me more handsome.
This guy's gonna come try to mess with us. You can tell he wants
Hey,
to.
look at me!
Oh, the treacherous backstabbing spy. It's like the tail of the frog and the scorpion, where the frog just strangles the scorpion to death before he even goes across the water. It's the moral of that story.
Let's get him!
Kind of try to run across this way and tag this scout with a little bit of damage before he starts capping. We got him 2 or 3 times. He shouldn't have much left. There we go. Got 2 guys, and we're going to start capping. That's 3 kills to 1. Not bad for Team Fortress King of the Hill, which is basically a deathmatch map. I like this team though. We lost the control point and then they're immediately back on it. Like, we got this. Let this damn stupid engineer get built up with his little guns that shoot for him so he doesn't have to learn how to play the game. Don't take offense if you like playing engineer, sniper, or spy. I'm going to talk shit mercilessly on those classes because it's aggravating to be one hit killed. But if you like them, don't take it personally. This is a trashy, trash-talking kind of game for trash talkers. For grown-ups, for people who can say a cuss without having their own feelings hurt by it. You got to be able to say a cuss if you're going to play Team Fortress. It's in the terms and agreements when you sign up for the game. Yeah, so always looking for more games to get into all the time. It's a constant mission for me. And there's tons of good ones out there, especially indie games. Oh, there's just too many people. There was like 2 demo nights and a pyro. I can't get them all. But you can see we've got some kills. 3 kills, 4 assists. We're on the board. Team is carrying us as far as the captures go. I'm getting either lag or I'm fucking running into somebody. I can't move. I was like standing in place trying to move and I wasn't doing shit. So I don't know what was causing that, but We still lived through it somehow. Yeah, there's a little bit of lag. Got some snipers up there being laggots themselves. Ricardo. Here we go. Let's pile in the team. It's always safety in numbers. Spy trying to sneak in.
There's a spy over here.
Try to block him up and keep him from getting away. Now that we've got the point, we can just go do a little bit of harassment on the enemy team. Especially, let's get up here. It's where all their snipers like to hang and hide. Let's go find them. They're trying to get up into our base and shoot us from a weird angle, so just chunk them a little bit. There we go. That guy's dead as a fucking doornail. Make sure there's no more up here. Yeah, there's a little stinky butt kisser up here, sniffing on ass crack. Shoot him in the sky. Get out of here, you butt-smelling loser.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
Go ahead and cap this while they're busy bum rushing our team. We got it. Puts us back on the clock. Makes them have to come in and try to fight us, but I can hear they got a little sentry gun.
Control point is being contested.
A little mini penis. Large squeaky hammer. I like his hair. Looks like MacGruber going to some kind of eyes wide shut party.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
Very close match where both teams are basically at 1 minute. We stopped them from capping. They're gonna get it. It's okay. Oh, they're getting fucking body blocked by this stupid medic. Just in the goddamn way with his little Ghostbuster beam. Guy on the roof pulling some harassment on us. We got the medic, but then we got sniped by a dickless loser. Which you have to cut your own dick off to play sniper. It's in the terms and agreements when you sign up to play Team Fortress. You just put it in a little pickle jar and you remember what it's like to be a man.
Mission ends in 10 seconds.
I don't know how not a single shot that I put into that guy. It's like the hitboxes are weird. I know everybody overestimates their own ability in games, but sometimes it's like I got a green dot in the middle of your fucking back and I shot you 4 times and you're at a 170 overheal or some shit like that. It's like, how? How does this work like this? I didn't hit you even once? But it's fucky. That's why we have the damage numbers turned on and the damage sounds turned on so we can hear beyond a shadow of a doubt when we're doing damage. It was a good match. We're not going to play it again though. What else is going on in the world worth talking about? We've got some good streams on the side. Sonic Crossworlds, Final Fantasy Tactics. We mentioned that already. We talked a little bit about reconstructing the culture yesterday. How we needed to get things back on track to where we have good, uplifting examples for people to follow in life, to fill them up, to give them strength and courage, to go out and be a good person in the world. And we don't really have that now because everything's a fucking cynical, nihilistic deconstruction. So I hope we get away from that. I hope we get away from all the finger-wagging lecturing that every woman who works in Hollywood seems to be their only fucking reason that they got into the industry. I hope we get away from virtue signaling directors who do a bunch of pandering, goofy shit that ruins their movies just for the sake of making all their Hollywood friends think that they're cool. Christopher Nolan. So I hope we get away from it, but it's like one of the main reasons that I withdrew from pop culture on the whole is because it's bad and it's not getting better. There's some kind of weird conspiratorial like drive to deconstruct Western culture by large investment groups like BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard. It's mostly at the behest of technocrats who don't believe in anything and want to see the world's population cut in half so that they can make it more manageable. Part of that is, you know, making it impossible to live a normal life where you raise a family. Nobody can own a fucking house anymore. We have 50-year mortgages. How the hell are you ever going to pay that shit off? You're going to fucking start paying on a house when you're 20 and pay it off when you're 70? Is that how that's going to work? So, across the board, the West has been under attack by deconstruction, not just in entertainment. But because entertainment is what I've cared about for so long as this sort of window to the human soul, or at very least like an interface system with it, right? I won't say that you can control people through entertainment, but you can definitely, if they don't have the good stuff they need, the good stories, the good models, the good characters to fill them up and you know, give them something to sort of ground themselves in as far as values, as far as, you know, what's the best way to live your life, what's the best way to sort of have some success. Success insofar. Oh, you fucking butthole. He was a spy the whole time. Scooby-Doo. 1944. He's an old-timey World War II style Scooby-Doo. Yeah, anyway, I forgot what I was rambling about. We talked a lot about it yesterday, much more coherently, and you just go watch the old TF2 stream if you want to catch my thoughts on deconstruction and reconstruction as far as how it's affecting us culturally in the West. Games are hanging on. It has been very hard for the powers that be, whoever you think's in charge, whoever you think the bad guys are. I think they are varied and many, so I just call them the powers that be, but it's been very hard for them to get control of the gaming industry. And it's because it costs too much money. There's too much money involved, there's too much at stake, and God bless gamers, they're not putting up with this shit the way that the slop-eating movie-going audience does. The fucking movie-going audience will watch anything. They're the stupidest, most uncritical bunch of losers that I've ever seen in my life. And I play Team Fortress 2 every day. Can you imagine the comparison? So, people will just fucking watch anything. And it's like they don't have critical thinking skills, or they can't be discriminating anymore. I hear people just talk about absolute slop and garbage, like, yeah, that was pretty good. I hear them do this shit every day at work. So that's the obstacle facing entertainment, but gaming doesn't really have that problem. All these people have become poison to the gaming industry. Like Sweet Baby Inc. is basically just the Canadian-based studio that goes out of its way to insert modern messaging, DEI, girl boss. Every woman character has to be a fat, ugly piece of shit troll. Every dude has to be an ineffectual pussy wimp who learns a lesson from his daughter or some other gal. But fans have rejected that shit outright, and Sweet Baby Inc. can't get work anymore. Whenever their name is associated with a project, the project tanks and nobody wants to hire them to work on shit anymore. They have to hide their involvement or else face derailing the game. And I find a lot of hope in that for, you know, at least gamers are not putting up with this shit. Let's go, buddy. You are the one. Let's go, Pyro. Yep, push him away, push him away. There you go. Let's just heal this guy up. Keep him alive for as long as possible. He got chewed up eventually, but yeah. So games, games make more money than movies. It doesn't matter, like that. A movie making $1 billion is a big deal to Disney, but it's a fucking drop in the bucket for game studios. They make tons of money. And so it's much harder to take a concentrated effort by the powers that be, by your BlackRocks, by your State Streets, by your Vanguards, by your Sweet Baby Inc. They can't really break in, and every time they try to exert some influence over the gaming industry, it backfires spectacularly. People reject it outright. Games are too huge of an investment to piss away on losing to advance a message. So there we go. We got that. We're still pushing. We're still pushing. The card's healing us. Let's go ahead and get reloaded. Yeah, we're dead anyway. So I'm happy about that. The gaming industry gives me hope. That's why I'm leaning more into gaming now and leaning away from talking about fucking Spider-Man and whatever dismal crap Disney's doing. We're on defense now, so we're going to switch to the Crits Creek. Disney is a lost cause as a company. I don't have any hope for Marvel, Star Wars, or any of that shit because the company is still staffed by people who willfully ruined it in the first fucking place. So how's it going to get better? They're suddenly going to change everything that they do and flip every opinion that they have and every political view, and it's suddenly going to realize what fans actually want and give it to them? I don't think so. Do you think that that's going to happen? Because if you do, I've got a fucking bridge made out of cotton candy to sell you. It's from Fairyland. Where are the offense classes? I don't have anybody to give any of this shit to. It's like 2 medics, 2 engineers, there's probably a fucking sniper somewhere back here. Where are the offense classes? I feel like I'm wasting my time playing medic.
Mission begins.
I can't find anybody to give the crits.
5,
Fuck it, you're getting it, Scout.
3, 2, 1.
You're getting it. You're the one. Yep. 0 offense classes means playing medic is a big fucking waste. That's a spy. Try to get through here, but once again, Team Fortress's map design is any pokey little edge sticking out of the wall will completely stop you while you're backpedaling. So I really wish they would add something to this where, like, if you backed into a wall, you would keep moving, but just left or right or sideways, sliding against the wall, depending on how your camera was angled, so that you just don't come to a complete dead stop and then have to turn around and look and see what the, like this fucking thing right here will stop you. If you back into it. Okay. So we've got a soldier here, that's good. Let's try to get him healed up. This was our scout. And he was like, well, I can't do shit as a scout with a Crits Creek, but maybe as a soldier, get some kills. Our soldier was not paying attention to us, and we started getting run up on by a scout. We got a spy. Hey, buddy, come here. Let me get the chop on you. Let me get the little choppy chop. I want some Uber. He got killed by something, but it wasn't us, sadly. Did get a little bit of percentage on the old Uber charge, so we'll take that. The biggest threat are annoying little mosquitoes like this getting behind us somehow. Just keep building up the charge. Alright, great. We got our demon guy back. Demonic Sama 26 or Demonics AMA. I don't know if he's doing an AMA. Here you go. It's all you. He got a kill. He got a kill. He's doing it. He got 2 kills. He got a thing. Almost 3. I like this guy. I like his style, his panache, his bravery, his balls. He's got the script that it takes to defend on Team Fortress. Oh shit, there's a scout back in the back. If I just say spy, maybe they'll turn around and try to kill the scout that's behind us. Ooh, got an Uber for this guy. That's nice. I don't have an Uber to give him. Ubers for Algernon. I like this offense though. We got a heavy. We got a demo that I'm going to, a soldier that I'm going to continue to pocket. We can avoid getting killed. That would be cool. Thanks for saving me, medic. Sorta. Yeah, he got us. We have 3 medics now. What is this? Fucking Elo Heaven or something? Feel like a Diamond League of Legends player now. I'm so lucky. There we go. Good kill. Good kill. Man, this guy is on it. This is exactly what I want when I'm using the crit screen. Somebody with balls that's willing to go get the fucking kills. God bless America. We got it. We got it. They're not getting on this bitch. That's a win for us, folks. We won on attack, we won on defense. You can't complain about that. This guy said, chat, we lost. Chat, it's over, Scarecrow. Had a good day on both of our gaming streams today. Both Sonic Cross Worlds. I had a lot of fun playing that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Playing some more on the daily streams now. It's become a fun part of my daily streams. And Team Fortress is going well. Let's get one more match in and we'll call it. We've been on a good run, but my streams have been a little bit short. Sometimes I've been feeling sick. Sometimes I've been feeling frustrated and bitchy, but today we're not. So we're just going to get one more in for good measure. If you're watching along, I really appreciate you. Thanks for catching the stream. I had some subjects. I always try to look up things, come up with a few subjects to talk about before I start doing the streams. We got to a few of them, but I haven't really got depth into it. I'm really more concerned about trying to find good games to play because gaming has become really like a cure-all for me now that I'm not watching as much entertainment. I did put Conan the Barbarian, I think, into the title because I have been listening to some Conan the Barbarian, Robert E. Howard audiobooks at work at night, which is way better than doom scrolling through garbage that I couldn't really care less about. It's been good. I'm loving Conan. I'm loving Robert E. Howard. Makes me want to just read more and more of his books. He's always been a great author, but there's like it just feels like everything you would want from fantasy. Like it's all the grittiness of Game of Thrones with none of the pretentiousness. I mean, it's kind of pulpy. It feels, like a Frazetta oil painting when you're listening to them. It just, all the boxes that you want checked, all the vibes that you wanted to give you are there. I think Robert E. Howard's fantastic, and I'm loving Conan the Barbarian. If you're looking for good stuff to read. One of my favorite books of all time, Count of Monte Cristo. Probably the best revenge tale ever put to paper by the illustrious Alexandre Dumas, who is also well known for the Three Musketeers and from blowing Calvin Candy's mind in Django Unchained. So I'll probably read through Count of Monte Cristo again. I did toy with the idea of doing like a Doc Fortune book club, so if there's any literates out there, any readers that are interested in that, leave a comment or let me know if it's worth the time to do. Reading is not as big in the world as it used to be, but when the world was pro-literacy, when every kid was a reader, when every, boy and girl could get a free pizza from Pizza Hut by bringing in their book and showing that they were good at reading, I think the world was better off. I think we should try to get back to that. We should try to get back to that way of life. I think I've seen a lot of things. You never know, like, you know, YouTube, just like anything, will propagandize you, and it has an algorithm that's, for all its faults, is really trying to give you what you want. So sometimes, man, these guys are just screwed. We have engineers built all at the final point, basically keeping them from getting out and stopping this push. So I'm just going to slow walk this to victory. That is a GG. Push it on in. That's a GG. I got some Heir to the Empire, Timothy Zahn books as well. These were books that were, let's see, holy smokes, look at all the ninjas. We're going to go back to Crits Medic, since we had some good luck with that in the last round.
Thanks, Doc. Thank you, Herr Doctor.
If you're not familiar with the Heir to the Empire, it's a series of Star Wars books. Very high caliber writing, introduced some characters that have withstood the test of time. And it basically just gives you what Disney should have given us in the first goddamn place with their sequels, which is a story focused on Han, Luke, and Leia and the aftermath of Return of the Jedi. How do they run the New Republic? How do they train new Jedis? How do they build up the Corellian Rangers and the various military bodies and arms of the rebellion? How do they repair the damage done to myriad worlds by the Empire's influence? And what do they do against all the various warlords that are still hanging around in Star Destroyers? They're either loyalists to the Empire or they've kind of become their own independent problems in a lot of cases. And that world is highly compelling to me. I wish we could have seen that world in Star Wars, but instead we had to let Kathleen Kennedy show off her little self-insert character where she proves that she was the real genius behind it all along. And now that George Lucas and Steven Spielberg aren't laughing at her stupid ideas, you can see the version of Star Wars, how she would have done it. And isn't it brave, and isn't it everything you could have imagined for womankind? The Force is female now. And it just fucking ran the whole goddamn franchise into the ground. So they kind of half-assed tried to do Heir to the Empire with Dave Filoni, but Dave Filoni sucks. He's a terrible male feminist married to some fucking new age granola eating witch, and every character that he has is based off of some girl who wouldn't fuck him in college. He had to make a fictional version of girls who wouldn't date him, like Ahsoka and Sabine and Hera and all these women that are based on somebody that, like, have you ever seen the Venture Brothers, where they have that, when they're in college, they have the Asian guy roommate who's in love with a girl and he sticks her in all of his D&D games. And then Dr. Venture's like, well, I've got an 18 charisma, I'm just going to try to seduce her. And the guy's like, no, don't, it's Leslie. That's every fucking Dave Filoni character. It's every girl that iced him out his whole life. And now he's going to put her in this and fucking fawn over her and make Ezra his little self-insert, you know, effeminate boy character who doesn't do anything but kowtow to the other females in the shows. Like, there's no hope for Star Wars. It's going to be that crap forever. And I think they're tired of losing, but they don't know how to win. Like, I heard all this news about how they, you know, after the bomb of fucking Mandu and Guga, they had to call everybody in for a meeting to figure out what's going wrong. And it's like, well, what's going wrong is you had something good going in Mandalorian around seasons 1 or 2, and then some jealous bitch got in and fucked it all up because it was outshining her other crap that nobody was considering to be of good quality. So she had to get rid of all the things that make her look bad by comparison, like whatever fucking Jon Favreau was working on, a guy who actually like knows how to make movies and who actually understands the characters. And yeah, like Mandalorian season 3 was fucking ridiculous garbage, but it was ruined by somebody else. It wasn't like going according to Jon Favreau's plans, not his original plans. So hard to lay that completely on him. It's like, if you were capable of making something great, but somebody put all these rails on you and like, hey, we know you can make good stuff, but can you just make a big steaming pile of dog shit within these parameters? And he's like, well, I mean, I am working for the company and I'm under contract and I guess this is my job, so here's the steaming pile of dog shit that you ordered. So how is it gonna get better? It's just what I don't understand. With all the same people in charge, with all the same ideologies at play, with all the same bad faith actors and talentless losers and agenda-driven cronies all still in place, how's it gonna get better? Tell me. Write it in the comments and I'll be happy to hear you out. But I just don't think it's going to. And Marvel got infected by this shit. They got infected by the curse of it. And it's dragged them down. Like the failure of the other properties has made every little stunt that they tried to pull in the same sort of spirit stand out like a sore thumb, and nobody's falling for that shit or buying it anymore. Hey, you guys all fucking lose the game. You fucking lose. We're better than you. You fucking lose. I fell in this pit. WB has a chance, and I'll admit to you, I'll be the first person to admit that when it comes to Marvel versus DC, I'm DC. Superman, Batman, just put them together and they could beat the entire fucking Marvel universe with one hand tied behind their back. I'm not willing to listen to reason or hear arguments over fictional characters. This is a bias that I admit and that I have. So I think there's more hope for WB, but not until James Gunn fails completely and flames out entirely, because he's not the man for the job. And I wanted him to be. I hated Zack Snyder's bullshit. If you've heard me bitch about gritty, grim, dark nihilism, his is like that, but with a tinge of Ayn Randian objectivism, with a tinge of like right-wing sort of ideology, with a tinge of, you know, turning Superman into a Jesus metaphor when he's really a Moses metaphor. Like, there's all this stupid shit that Zack Snyder did that I hate, and I think it's undefensible. He made bad movies, and he ruined the careers of Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot, and they even though they were like basically perfectly cast for what they, you know, were doing, they've never really done much else ever again. They didn't have stellar careers. Henry Cavill has held on, and he's stayed relevant. Gal Gadot was the evil queen in a movie about Snow White where she was actually hotter than Snow White. How does that fucking work? Like, the evil queen is supposed to be jealous of Snow White because she's the fairest in the land, and then you had old Rachel Zegler, who can't keep her fucking mouth shut about her stupid politics, and she's nowhere near as good looking as Gal Gadot is. So it was a big, huge backfire on Disney's stupid Snow White movie, but nevertheless, the whole point of that, getting into that, is to just say Gal Gadot has never really had an acting career outside of Wonder Woman, and you can chalk that up to Zack Snyder's fucking incompetence. And Patty Jenkins, to be fair, she did okay on the first Wonder Woman movie. It wasn't stellar. I would give it a B, but it was like, I would give Zack Snyder shit a D. So, or, I mean, I want to give it an F, but I mean, he is a decent cinematographer. I don't hate every movie that Zack Snyder's ever made. Most of my prejudices against him come from how he mishandled and mistreated the DC characters, which I have a lot of affection for. I'm pro DC. So I thought James Gunn was the guy, and I thought, like, man, he's like the only guy from Disney who still kind of considers a success. He was largely responsible for pinning the cosmic storyline that revolves around Avengers Endgame and all that. because Disney didn't have a plan. And when he asked them what the plan was, they were like, "Oh, we don't fucking know." And he's like, "Well, I need to know what is going on with Thanos so that I can write this fucking Guardians of the Galaxy movie, because Thanos kind of factors into it." And so my take and my position is that James Gunn had a lot to do with the good parts of Endgame and the good parts of the final Avengers movies that came out before they ruined everything in their stupid Phase 4 or whatever it was, whatever WandaVision. WandaVision is where it started to go off the rails for me. I quit, started boycotting the company in the middle of WandaVision. Which I liked at first, but like halfway through WandaVision, it's clear that it was supposed to be a movie, or that they only had like 3 episodes worth of story, and that they were trying to stretch it out into like, I don't know, 6 or 12 episodes or whatever the fuck ever. It goes off the rails heavily. It baits and switches the fans. You start to realize that the people making it didn't have any fucking idea what they were doing. And then it kind of ends with a whimper after like completely assassinating Scarlet Witch's character. Like, I don't see how she can ever be a hero again after this. And she wasn't like some evil Darkhold bullshit or whatever in the comics. That has none of that. The whole Multiverse of Madness is a complete character assassination of Scarlet Witch. She went crazy, but she wasn't like maliciously evil. She wasn't possessed by an evil book. She wasn't fucking doing black magic. She's like a... When the limiters are off of her power, she's like a global level reality warper, and she can just change reality kind of locally into whatever she wants. So, but, you know, she was traumatized by losing her kids, which she actually had in the comics for a while, and which actually meant more to her. It wasn't like this rushed bait and switch thing that they never got into, like they did in WandaVision. So they bait and switched people on Quicksilver. They had the guy playing Quicksilver show up as a character, but he wasn't actually Quicksilver. Psych. Sorry, fans. Sorry if you wanted something. We're going to psych you out and pretend like we're going to give you what you want, but then we're just going to give you a big old fucking middle finger and tell you to go eat shit. That's what they did. A lot of people suspected that Mephisto was behind this WandaVision stuff because he's a prominent character. He's basically Marvel's devil. And he's given trouble to Doctor Doom. That would have been a good tie-in for Doctor Doom and Doctor Strange. They had a great comic called Triumph and Torment, where they teamed up, Doctor Doom and Doctor Strange, to save Doctor Doom's mom's spirit from hell, basically. And that's been one of Doctor Doom's like big-time motivators for a long time, was saving his mom's soul from hell. It's like the first experiment that he did was revolved around that. And Reed Richards tried to correct his math, and he wouldn't listen to it, and the experiment blew up, and he blamed Reed Richards for it. And you're not going to see any of that shit in Avengers Doomsday, because fucking Iron Man is Doctor Doom now. But maybe they'll have some secret ace up their sleeve, and they'll bait and switch us on that too. Maybe they'll have a real Doctor Doom somewhere along the lines. Oh, shit, Heavy. I tried to give it to you, but it just weren't working. You know, maybe they'll get it right. Maybe I'm just an old man yelling at the clouds. I just don't believe they will. They've given me no reason to trust in them or believe in them or hold out for hope. They've given me none of that shit. I think we won. Oh. Got one dude on the cart. Just stall him. Just kill him enough for overtime to run out. Ooh, that's a spy. Got hit by a sniper. Now we got to do this shit for fucking 5 more minutes. But we're still in overtime, so if we could just kill him and get him off the cart, we win. I think that's it. Yeah, good times. I do have hope for DC, though, because DC doesn't have the investors or the money. They're in a lot of debt. WB, the company, the parent company, is in the process of being sold off. There's a lot of people trying to thwart it, because they don't want there to be they don't want there to be competition to the message. They don't want somebody to make something that's different from what like Disney and Marvel and Star Wars and Lucasfilm and all that. They're advancing an agenda and pushing a message, and people will reject it if they have any alternatives whatsoever. So California is in the process of trying to block this merger between Paramount and WB because they don't want any competition. They don't want somebody telling a different message. They don't want somebody providing alternatives to the slop that they're trying to pump down the throats of the audience to social engineer them into whatever they want the next generation to become. It's really all a form of exploitation so that they can just farm money off of you and use you against their political opponents. Damn, we've been on a lot of defense today. This medic has been killing it though, so let's just keep going. The team can always use a medic, and as long as people are willing to play a decent offense class and spam some crits, then I'm here for them. Yeah, so DC can't afford to fail over and over and over again on principle the way that Disney can afford to fail. And like, it's not, Disney is getting to the point where they can't afford to fail either because they don't have like a brand reputation anymore. They've destroyed their reputation. So like the influence that they are hoping to gain by having a wide reach is becoming smaller and smaller. So, you know, they can't just piss away millions of dollars on somebody's feelings anymore. I'm just trying to live here for a second. Sorry, guys. Trying to get out of that bad situation. I'm at 94%. I'm giving this guy the crits. Godspeed. Good job, soldier. Good job, good job. You died, but nobody can fault you for the work that you put in right there. So, I have hope for WB and DC. I think this merger will go through. California tried to stop it, and now WB is threatening to leave California, which I think they should because it's a cesspool anyway. It's basically completely corrupted by the communists and the lefties and Chinese influence because it's basically the closest American state to China, and it's also like California was at one time the 5th largest economy in the world. I don't know if it still is, but it was a big deal for a while there, and it's gone to shit in laws. It's got a big homeless problem. It's got a fentanyl epidemic. People are stepping over doo-doo and needles in the street no matter where you go. But they don't want to lose more of Hollywood. It's like, what other industry do you really have anymore? Fucking almonds? Like, the California raisins, are they still around? So they need all the economy they can get. They don't want to lose more, and a judge was trying to block the merger. I think it's been thrown out. I don't know if that's still on the table. I don't think they really have any grounds to stop the merger, especially when companies like Disney exist. It's like, well, they own Fox, they own Lucasfilm, they own Pixar, they own Marvel. So it's like, how come nobody stopped them from conglomerating all this shit if it's such a big deal? But it's because they view Larry Ellison, the guy who is the owner of Paramount. I think he's the son of David Ellison, who has, you know, an obscene amount of money thanks to his investments in Oracle, which was a I don't know, is it software, computers? They designed systems for computers or software or something like that. Oh, this fucking spy! Somebody get him! Well, there's like 2 or 3 spies, but it seemed like we were in danger of getting backstabbed, and we narrowly avoided it like 2 or 3 times before he got us on the last time. So, once Larry Ellison and Paramount take over WB, that means like WB has kind of all the like Nickelodeon cartoon stuff, and some of that stuff's really good and worthwhile, but it's not like enough to carry a company on its own. They have Landman with Billy Bob. They have all these great kind of Yellowstone style shows, which are doing really well for them. They got Lioness, which I hear is really good. They've got Mike Judge and Beavis and Butthead and all these kind of things, but it's just not quite enough, you know? And I think once they have DC and WB, Looney Tunes, all of those classic sort of characters and properties and pieces of American sort of culture, that they will be in a much stronger position, and they're not going to want to throw a bunch of goddamn money away on losing to lame duck Disney. Where they made a mistake here is they put James Gunn in charge and they didn't give him any limitations. He's great within boundaries, but if you let him do whatever he wants, everything's going to turn into a fucking punk rock art school project that he's making to impress his stupid friends and himself. He's making movies for himself. He's not making movies for DC fans. He's not making movies for people who care about the characters. He's like, no, I want to do my own thing with them and turn them into fucking punk rock icons and make everything a trauma film. And he's making a bunch of shit that nobody gives a fuck about. Nobody gives a fuck about Creature Commandos. Nobody gives a fuck about Peacemaker. Nobody gives a fuck about any of this weird shit that he's doing. He's making like 3 goddamn Superman movies in a row before he even gets to Batman. We don't even fucking know who Batman, Wonder Woman, none of that shit. The like flagship characters are sitting on the sidelines while he plays with his fucking weird Bizarro characters. So I don't know if this guy's a spy. I can't tell what the fuck's going on. What's real? What's even real anymore? Get him. Get him, soldier. Bomb him up. Slap him with some crits. 1 kill. I just want 1 kill. Alright, that was worthless. He got nothing. So, Superman 2025 I liked, but he fucked up a big major part of it that's sort of like a turd in the punch bowl. Like, I can't enjoy the rest of it because of what he did to Superman's parents, Jor-El and Lara L. He turned them into fucking Viltrumite, white supremacists, Nazis, basically. They're not white supremacists. It's Kryptonian supremacists. But, yeah. It's still a bad look. He didn't have to do that. There was, like, no reason at all to do that. In fact, I would probably give Superman 2025 an 8 or a 9 out of 10 if he hadn't have done that, but he did. And then he got mad that people didn't like it, and he tweeted a bunch of childish shit and doubled down on it. How dare anyone not like a decision that I made? You're going to get more of it and you're going to like it. That's basically the mentality that James Gunn took to criticism. And then he started making a Supergirl movie right away because, you know, I think people generally responded well to Superman 2025. It didn't make what they wanted. And certain critics hated it. Just people that were against James Gunn from the beginning, they were never going to like it no matter how good it was. But it was better than the Snyder shit. It was closer to the animated series, Superman the animated series, which is what I wanted to hew towards. I wanted something more like that. So I'm going to try to push the card as a heavy this time. So he made Supergirl, and he gave it to this other director that he was pals with, I guess. I don't know if he was pals with him or not. But he wanted that guy to kind of try to do his own thing. And then they started test screening Supergirl, and it was awful. People hated it. So then James Gunn had to step in and change it all around and James Gunn it up a little bit, put more of his spin on the movie. And then people still hated it. And then the movie came out, and it fucking was like a historic all-time bomb. Like, nobody fucking went to see Supergirl. She was an unlikable, shitty Courtney Love stand-in, drunk, scuzzy gutter whore with her fucking waking up with her makeup all runny and a lollipop in her hair. She sucked. And a lot of people criticized that Millie Alcott girl's appearance. I don't think that she's an ugly woman. but they made her look real ugly in that fucking movie. And this is like a Hollywood trope. This is even worse in the gaming. Every like activist game company tries to make the women look as ugly as fucking possible so that nobody can enjoy it.
5, 4,
So they really did not do her any justice in that, despite the fact that I've seen her in other things and liked her in other things, and I think that she's a relatively attractive and decent gal. Millie Alcott got put on the defensive. I mean, like, if you have to sit there and defend horrible things people are saying about your opinion, I mean, of course, like, not your opinion, your appearance, of course you can't win. Like, you're dragged into a public fight with people who are just, like, you're never going to get an answer from them. They're never going to, like, it's a faceless crowd of critics, and you just have to sit there and defend something like your own looks. So she was set up to be screwed over, to be put into a bad position from Jump Street. And Supergirl was just a disaster, and I don't think it bodes well for the future of the DCU under James Gunn, especially because Lanterns looks like utter trash. It looks like hot fucking garbage. Like, I wouldn't even wipe my ass with Lanterns. It looks so bad. And I don't, like, I'm not even a Green Lantern fan, really. He's like one of my least favorite DC characters. I like his powers, but I just don't like him as, I've never been a big Hal Jordan fan or any of that. But somebody is a fan of those characters. Somebody likes them. And I like Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart is the Green Lantern that I grew up with. It wouldn't be hard to sell me on a Green Lantern that has Jon Stewart as the main character. But they fucking botched it as much as possible. They've got stupid Damon Lindelof writing it, who's embarrassed of the material. He doesn't like what he's working on. That's why the costume doesn't look green. That's why it's called Lanterns instead of Green Lantern, because he thought that was a silly name to call it Green Lantern. It's like, can you get somebody who's not fucking embarrassed of this material to work on it? Somebody who actually likes it for a change? How about that? But the studios don't like being told what to do by people who actually know shit about the comics and who are actual fans. So they go out of their way to ostracize those people and make sure that they are not working on any of the projects. Like, being a fan is a mark against you in Hollywood because they don't want to listen to you tell them how it's supposed to be done. They want to fuck it up and get it wrong and go, look, we did it our way. Isn't it better? Isn't it better the way that we do it? And the crowd goes collectively, no, nobody thinks it's better the way that they're doing it. And then they just go, well, you're just racist, sexist chuds, you fucking MAGA, blah, 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 blah. They project all of the shit that they don't like onto you just because you disagree with them. And then they double down and never make a change because they feel like they're fighting some kind of fucking ideological war. And it's like, well, it sucks and it's bad and nobody likes it and everybody hates us, but we just have to keep doing it on principle, whether it works or not. So we got to get rid of those people. We got to get them out. This planet ain't big enough for the two of us. We need to see them fail into obscurity and never work in the industry again. And Damon Lindelof is one of those people. He needs to fail into obscurity and never get a job in Hollywood ever again, instead of being put on shit that I care about, like Lanterns. But he's somebody's booby. He's somebody's little schnookums that fucking got... Like, there's no way you can lose this much and then still have a job without being somebody's little nephew or whatever it is. Without some kind of nepotism being at play. Without some kind of bullshit being the reason that you're still working besides your lack of talent. Yeah, so I think Damon Lindelof sucks. I think Lantern sucks. I think it's mean-spirited to the fans. I think they did a discredit to the characters by killing Hal Jordan in the first fucking episode and then having his exasperated young black replacement sit around rolling his eyes like he can't wait for this old white dude to just get the fuck out of the way so he can take over and be the true character who's gonna lead this show. Like, Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan were friends and they had mutual respect for one another, and like, Jon Stewart is the guy that Hal Jordan trusted to take up the the ring in case something ever happened to him. They weren't this shitty, like, combative team where one guy's just waiting for the other guy to die so he can be the main character. And Hal Jordan wasn't this, like, exasperated, like, white dude who's screaming at the top of his lungs to try and prove that he's still got it. The whole thing sucks dick and balls. So I don't hold out any hope for the DCU as it stands. I think it's in bad enough shape and receiving bad enough acclaim among the fans that it's not going to continue when the new management takes over. That's why I have hope for WB, but not for Disney. Because when the new people take over, they're going to want to make money, and they're going to want to show that they can win, and they're going to show that they can beat their competitors. They want to do that anyway. Doesn't mean they're capable of it, but they're going to try, and Disney ain't going to try. Disney famously just sits around and does whatever the fuck it wants until somebody beats them at their own games. And the case in point of this is the Disney Renaissance, right? They were making shitty movies that were getting worse and worse in quality that nobody cared about because they were using this old Xerox technology that made all of their films, like in the Robin Hood era, the Oliver and Company era, the Rescuers era, it made all of their films look like shitty, rough, like dirty, dark. It didn't have that. The style was there because Don Bluth was their main animator, but the I don't know, the technology wasn't there or whatever. And then Don Bluth left the company to start his own animation company, and they laughed at him. But they didn't know what they were in for because Don Bluth, in collaboration with Steven Spielberg and Amblin, made An American Tail. And for the first time since fucking Disney was created, they lost... well, I don't want to say that, but in a long time, they'd been dominant. They lost at the box office on an animated feature to another company. American Tail beat the shit out of The Great Mouse Detective, as good as a movie as The Great Mouse Detective was. It lost to Don Bluth, and it lost to Amblin. They spanked them at the box office. And then Disney said, we're fucking losing the thing that we're known for. We're losing to somebody else, a nobody, an upstart. I don't think Don Bluth is a nobody, but they definitely saw him that way. And that's why we got the Disney Renaissance. That's why we got The Little Mermaid. That's why we got some of the best animated films ever made in history. So they're not going to get better until somebody starts kicking their ass. And I really, really hope, for the sake of everyone, for the sake of culture at large, for the sake of the newer generations, the young kids who need something meaningful and uplifting and inspiring and hopeful to fill them up so that they grow into adults who carry that energy into making the world a better place when they actually are in control of it. I hope that happens for us all, and I look forward to it. I think there is hope for WB and DC, but see, that one of the problems is Superman's about to go into public domain. So they're almost out of time on this. And it's not the Superman, that we see all today with the blue suit. It's the old 1930s Superman where he had a black emblem with a red S in it, black shield on his chest. But nevertheless, it is a version of Superman. And people are going to probably make a bunch of stupid-ass horror movies, like the Winnie the Pooh and the Steamboat Willie horror movie. Dumb, lazy, mindless cash grabs because people will just go see anything that's horror. I hope that doesn't happen, but they're on a clock. And I hope they use the time that they have left well. I hope they make something good. I hope they make something worthwhile that takes us back. Excuse me. Takes us back to the heyday and the glory of the old WB animation studios. Like when they were making Batman the Animated Series and Superman the Animated Series, Tiny Toon Adventures. They were making a lot of stuff that was like a contender for being the best in its field. Good quality programming, good quality art. When I was a kid, WB was one of the powerhouse movie studios. I mean, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Gremlins, Beetlejuice, hit after hit after hit. You could lay at the feet of this studio, and they need to get back to that again. So, if you've been watching along this far, and you're still listening to me rant and ramble, I appreciate you deeply. I hope you continue to watch. We'll see you next time on the next daily TF2 stream.